Hello everybody, welcome back. Getting ready to start off week 5 with a tour mod fixed race here from
Alright Jake, be
updated
ready.
Phoenix Raceway. Starting in the back, pretty weak field. I really didn't get any practice at all, so decided to start back here just to kind of feel everything out, avoid whatever could happen, meaning the 15 swerving and whacking the wall. We're starting 15th out of 16. I don't know what it's going to be like.
Green.
60 laps, I just figured it'd give me some time to be able to work my way around in this race because it is slim pickings this week for
coming up on your
racing that I want to do. Everything's either at Martinsville or Daytona, and I'm just not feeling it right now, honestly. Just not really feeling Daytona, so don't run these very often. Participation's fallen off. Just find myself in other stuff, so on a light week, I'll take it. We've got a wreck inside, and it brings out a caution, so able to avoid it. All the way up to 11th already. Obviously, as the #1 car, I've really got to go quite a bit forward to feel halfway decent, and honestly, I think the 3, it's got way too much pace for me, at least the very limited practice I could do. But doesn't mean that they're not going to get taken out with the fanning that goes on through the dogleg and into turn 1, so
pace car is out.
Line up single have the 15 on my
number 16.
and actually no, he's going to be the outside. I don't like that idea because he can swerve into me and give me a 4X for no reason.
Pits are open.
Hopefully these cautions are quick. I know I'm laying way back. Just try not to affect the tires, keep them as cool as possible. 60 laps feels like it might be a bit long and boring, but cautions, it's probably going to get eaten up fairly quick, especially if we don't get the 2 to go. Oh, the 15 almost drove into the back of me. Oh dear word. 700 driver at a 1.3. Not that I have room to talk about my 2.3, but I know I'm better than what the safety rating suggests, but that was scary. I'm gonna be sweating, getting a 4X out of contact with the 15 that I couldn't avoid. At least we get the 2 to go. So we're just gonna stay on the outside. And I'm staying way up here.
We're under caution. It's closed.
So I guess if I could pick up another 3 or 4 spots off this restart, avoid whatever wrecks go on, and probably get closer. Realistically, to have a halfway decent race in terms of safety rating and iRating, I need to get a 0x and need to probably get a 3rd place finish. But I'm not really going to force it, because that's going to lead me into wrecking somebody and ending my race as well, so whatever. I mean, top 5 would make me happy no matter what. Just keeping it clean, keeping it straight. Learning the whole time as I go is all I can really hope for. One of the best names I saw, unfortunately, has dropped out. Crash. Neon. Wonder if he went up in a flash.
Okay, Jake,
terrible joke. Actually, that really wasn't even good at all, but it was ironic that in qualifying he was one of the few drivers to have incident points, so sorry if you're a viewer. Apologize. It's nothing personal or anything. Alright, get ready to go. I think restart zones that are in effect here, which helps people from going the minute the pace car pulls off. Also means people have a terrible time pacing, keeping a even gap all the way around, basically half a lap. First, get ready to go. Gotta stay tighter to the 10 this time. Just avoid the 15 and whatever carnage happens through the dogleg. Ready to go here. Meter is off.
Green flag.
Basically went as soon as he got into the restart zone.
Right side.
Fanning to the bottom. Just gonna sit behind the 10, not gonna try to get by him. Overdrove the entry into 1 there. Just got the 11. Got the 9 on the outside, I believe. 10 is who we're following.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 118
Fan to the
Fahrenheit.
inside of the 10 now.
New fastest lap for Cook, 28.58. Pit lane speed limit is 45 miles
Not
per hour.
overdrive turn 1 this time.
He's still there.
And
Okay,
we'll
Jake.
give the 9
Next
or
car
the 10
is
to run
Thomas.
down the backstretch.
Still there. Outside line's clear.
We're actually pulling away, so
You got one right side. Clear.
trying to use a little bit of rotation. Turn 3 to help. So
I think
we're up
it
to
was
8
just
now.
28.53. That's the new fastest lap.
3 spots
Joey,
so far since the restart.
28.
And it's starting to spread out a little bit more, which I expected. I think it's going to be pretty tough to make passes. Just trying to keep the pace the best that I can without overdriving it so that I have something left to the end if I'm able to work my way towards the front.
The leader has just done a 28.34. The guy behind has just done a
Not really a fan of this
28.39.
racing personally, but like I said, it's a light week. Pickings are slim. Towards the inside of the
Right
9,
side.
down the backstretch.
He's still there. He's still there. Keep digging. Still there. Clear up high.
E7. Look out for the pit speed limit.
Clear the 9. Speed into 7th. So at least if we were to get another caution, we'd be restarting on the inside. I think that is a big factor for restarts. I don't know if tire wear is going to come into play or not. We got one spin into the inside. That was the 5. We stay
Cool,
green,
caution,
and
be
now we get the caution. So now we're going to be on the outside. Well, that'll be fun. Be on the outside for the restart.
You can see Joey has stacked it.
I was hoping since he was against the wall they wouldn't throw it, but unfortunately must have pulled back out onto the track, or that's still part of the racing line. I think we got like 4 laps in or something.
Pace car's out. Line up single file behind car 0.
Plenty
7.
of time left.
Pace car is
Hopefully
out.
I can
Pits
just
closed.
get a good enough restart to not really lose too many
Full
spots.
course yellow. Pits are open.
Been able to make up quite a few spots restarting on the inside. Getting the obviously the initial start was on the inside too, but working my way up through the field. 15th to 6th in 11 laps. I'm pretty happy with that. As long as I'm not overdriving the car too bad.
Definitely be nice to have it in the fire.
I made only one change to the setup. I just went all the way up on the steering ratio. It's kind of personal preference. Plus, it has to do with the wheel that I run, so I would not necessarily advocate that for everybody. I tend to run higher steering
Pace car is
ratios
out.
than
Pits
most
are
people
closed.
do. Simply because it allows me the ability to, if I turn too much with the wheel, I'm not going to do quite as much damage. With me being on my low-end Thrustmaster, I've got a very small diameter wheel, so small motions, small deflections in that still translate to a much larger deflection than compared to somebody who's got an MPI or something like that. It's got a much bigger diameter, so it's a little bit tougher for me to manage lower steering ratios in terms of not using too much steering deflection and cooking the tires. So tend to go as high as I possibly can get away with while still feeling comfortable in terms of not having to use too much wheel deflection to turn the car. Or if the setup's really loose, having enough speed in the steering ratio to be able to catch slides. So practice with 14, felt really comfortable with that. Felt like I could kick it up to 16, so that's what I elected to go with for
Pace
this
car's in
race.
this lap.
Left the offset and the brake bias at the default settings. Get lined up here on the outside, be behind the 4, and we'll have the 7 to our inside. You can see the leaders, only a couple rows back, which is a good thing. Like I said, winning would not be anything crazy I'm expected to, so. Let's try to repeat the same process, get a good restart, hopefully not get beat too bad on the inside. Now I've got the pace to get by the 9 if he does happen to get by me. And just try to keep aware, keep it clean. Not kill the tires. 46 to go once we get the green flag. Let's see if the leader goes as soon as he gets to the restart zone. He goes a little bit early. So maybe the restart zone is not in effect, since we're not one of the 3 NASCAR series.
V6.
See if we get away in 6th. 7 got a little bit of a better jump. So let's just slot in here for now. So it looks to be a little bit slow, so try to cut right 8th. See if I can take that spot away here through 3 and 4.
They're outside.
He's going to drive it into 4 or 3 a lot harder than I wanted to. It's no big deal. A little bit of a gap back to the 9 and the 11 behind as well.
That lap was a 29.09. What's your speed?
Finding spots is going to be a lot tougher now. Most of these guys, I would assume, are going to know what they're doing. It's going to be a tire game, basically, to try to get a spot away. Able to get a better run.
Keep it together.
Out of 2, cut underneath the 7.
Still there.
See if he's going to drive it in hard again into 3.
He's still there. Still there.
Trying to carry as much momentum as I can, but keep it off of him.
Still there.
P5.
Clear up high.
What's your speed? The car in front is
Alright.
Ace.
Into 5th. Now we've got big gaps between everybody. Oh, good to see the pace is like the pole sitter is actually back in the 2nd now.
Look out for the pit speed limit.
Don't know if tire saving is going to be a massive deal. 8 has a big issue.
Coming up on
2,
here.
so gives us a free spot
Outside
there.
line's clear.
The track temp's increasing. It's now
Almost got hit by the 8,
122
thankfully. I was
Fahrenheit.
far enough back to be able to react. 7 dives underneath the 8. So he goes through dogleg. Is he going to clear him
P4.
out?
Your last lap time was at 28.36.
Looks like he does. So the 8 goes from 3rd all the way back to 6th in a lap. And we are almost 2.5 seconds back from the 2 and 3. So I'm guessing I'm going to basically need them to fall on their face, tire saving wise, if we stay green. It's the only shot, because I don't think I'm going to have the pace to get there. That's a pretty big gap to make up. Like I said, I didn't honestly feel like the fastest car, or the potential for the fastest car. I think a 3rd's probably about where I should be. Get by the 4. 7's working his way back up.
You got one right side.
To the inside of the 7 here through the dog, or the 4
Still
through the
there.
dog leg.
Clear.
Alright, 3rd's a good spot to be. A bit of a slide there off of turn 2. I'm gonna just start seeing where I'm at in relation to leaders. One staying up on the racing surface, the other one going all the way to the wall from dogleg.
Okay, Jake. The next car is Cook.
Interesting that they're taking 2 different lines. Big gap behind. No pressure
Gap
at all.
behind is now 0.82.
They both go back to the bottom.
Liat to Cook. Ahead is now 2.9.
Pretty similar pace, actually. So if they can keep racing each other, and if they're using tires hard, maybe eventually can start chunking away. 2.9 back of the leader. this race has fanned out so much, but it's always gonna happen on a big track like this.
Full course caution.
There's the caution group back up. 3, fastest lap last time by, not the fastest lap of the race, but it's faster than me by almost 2 tenths. It was quicker than the 2. So maybe if I can grab second away from the 2 on the next restart. And if they're not driving crazy hard, then
line up single file behind
possible. You could try to hang in second.
Pits are open.
Really feel like I'm pretty easy on the tires, so not crazy worried. Not fall off yet. We just really have not been able to get into a very long run either. Like I said, I was hoping for top 3, sitting in 3rd. Feel like I've definitely got the pace to stay in front of everybody behind, so pretty comfortable spot. No reason to force it too hard and risk giving up.
Got a lucky break there with the caution, Dan.
Decent finish. Allows me to get back to the leaders, which was a very lucky break for me. Now they're not going to be 3+ seconds ahead. Like the 3 was thinking he'd be able to just check out from the 2. So I don't know if he's the biggest fan of this caution. I'm sure the 2 is probably pretty happy with it. Hopefully we get the 2 to go this time by.
Full course yellow. Pits are open.
We do get the 2 to go. Good. Not gonna kill a ton of laps.
We're under caution. Pits are closed.
Just over half the race left once we go green. 32 to go, looks like. Pretty in the top 5. Pretty much should be there. 7's outperforming a little bit where he should be, so good for him. Everybody else, you know, mix up the order a little bit, but we're all basically running where we should be. Close to it, at least. I said I don't know if I have any pace for the 3. But I don't, it's been a long time since I've run these on a big track. I think New Hampshire last year was the last time, and that was, I don't know, I guess kind of the same, but a little bit different. I'm still trying to figure out new Phoenix and all series in terms of how to use the dog leg. Everything, so without me really putting some serious practice time in to figure that out, and as well as figure out tire wear.
All right, Jake, get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
Know where to be. So if I, you know, I'm not the fastest on the track, even as number 1, it doesn't really upset me all that well because I didn't prepare to my normal standards, but it's okay. It's still been a decent race so far. Glad to have moved up through the field as cleanly as I have. Hope to continue that. I get it in the first just to be ready for the 3 to go at any time, since it doesn't appear that restart zones are in effect. I want to try to stay as close to him as I can. Take advantage of this caution. I jumped just a little bit. Should be able to get the advantage on the 2, but just a hair moment late.
Just clear high.
Going with the 3.
You got one right side.
So he's going to drive it in hard through 1 and 2. Stay to the inside with momentum. Off of 2.
Hold your line.
Down the back stretch.
Still there. Clear outside.
They'll let them have it. It'd be a good idea to just sit in third in case we get another caution, and just kind of try to stay in touch with these two.
P3, that was
Simply take it a little bit easier on the tires. I think I still like the idea of late apexing too. Drafting help just a little bit, but not as much as it should in real life, so. Where he gets really loose out of 4, 2 tried to take advantage of it, dive to the bottom. We're going to go side by side back into 1 ahead. 2 lifts. 3 lifts to slot in behind the 2.
Next car is Cook.
See if he tries to regroup, go back after him in his turn 3. 7's hanging onto my back bumper. He's got the 5 right behind him. We got 1 on the inside. That was the 12? I think those parked up against the inside wall there. Either way, brings out a caution.
Single file behind Lafaux. We're under caution. It's closed.
So we just flip the front row order, and we stay in third, just past the halfway mark.
Full course yellow. Pits are open.
I was hoping with this being a bigger track, we'd get less cautions, allow everybody to spread out a little bit, kind of similar to what the Super Late Model race did at Rockingham. Unfortunately, it seems like the strength of the field is showing to be the predominant factor. The race flow and having somewhat frequent cautions. Might have been the 15 that was parked against the wall. I honestly don't know who that was. Wish the series had better participation. I think it's really fallen off in the last season or 2 from what it was. Which sucks because they made the adjustments of the schedules to make the fixed race lengths the same as the open. So you get more laps out of it, you know.
Pits are open.
It's always been a problem that's plagued the short track C-Class series. The Super Late Model fix was always half the length of the open, and it always plagued it. People were even more aggressive and dumb than they normally are. And this was the first one of the 2 to make the adjustment. I think it was 3 seasons ago, 2 or 3, something like that. And fortunately, recently it just has not translated to people wanting to race the series. Supers made the adjustments to the race lengths this season. I have to see what participation looks like afterwards, but this one I can tell. Like, the strengths of fields are down. For the most part, the number of drivers registered in a session are down. Which I hate, because outside of these big tracks like this, I actually really enjoy this car. I think it's a fun, especially when the setup is just slightly loose, close to neutral. It's a really fun car to drive from the perspective of you still need throttle control. You can't just mash the gas. You know, it's not anything like the SK, but it's not quite as bad as the Super. So it's got it, you know, with the wider tires, and the offset, it's got enough grip to still kind of help out moderate drivers like myself from making too big of mistakes without really stepping over the line. So it's a lot of fun. Wish that obviously the safety rating side was fixed. You can't make contact for anything. That's a separate issue. So
we're going green next time by.
You know, it just is what it is. I don't know if Gen 4 killed it. I don't know if it's just progression it's heading to begin with. So I don't do it anywhere near as often as I used to, but it's fun to do every so often. 25 to go once we restart. As soon as pace car pulls off, I'll get it in the first gear to be ready to see when the 2 is going to go. If he goes early, it'll trip me, but just try to repeat the same as the last restart. Just sit around the 2 and the 3 and hope that I can maybe out-strategize them in terms of tires or lines and maybe sneak away with a win or a second. So trying to trap the 3. The 3 might have pulled just slightly out of him, so he had to check up to get behind him. I think the 2 tried to take advantage of that.
Coming up on here. Clear up high.
Away.
2.
Clear the 3. This is in the second. Yeah, up at the front, the outside lines is such a disadvantage, although the 2 kind of exaggerated that by pulling ahead of the, or the 3 exaggerated by pulling ahead of the 2. 3. Apparently he's driving a little bit deeper into turn 3 than I am, so gets in the back bumper. Thankfully, hit it square enough that didn't do anything to me. To give either one of us a 4x. He's pulling away. I'm sure I'm going to hold the field up at this point, but I'm just going to stick to my plan. That it's enough. The 5 is now actually working the outside down the backstretch into 3 on the 3. 5's really making some moves, gets slightly loose there off of turn 4.
That lap time was 28.
That transition was not good. That was the first time that did that to me too. It was unexpected. The 5 is going to be putting more pressure on me than I'd like,
Lap
but
is now in the lead. That's your best lap in this session.
not a big deal. So like I said, if tire wear ends up being a thing, I think I'll have better performance later on in the last 10 laps or so.
Coming up low
He's going to
side.
dive to the bottom. I'm just going to let him have it.
Hold your line.
He's going to also allow the 3 by.
Clear on the inside.
Big deal.
Inside.
Go back to 4th.
He's still there.
It's just hope that I'm not wrong on this tire wear guess. Not wrong on it, then I'll get those spots back. If I'm wrong on it, well then, hey, should have practiced more. And 4th is still not a bad spot to be by any means. 7's trying to take advantage of it as well. He's gonna go to the bottom.
Low side, you got one.
Okay, so we're back to 5th.
Still there. Still there.
Apparently,
Still there. Clear inside.
tire saving's not a thing. Or these guys are just that much faster while tire saving. 19 to go once you cross the line. So in my opinion, still plenty of time. Yeah, pretty big advantage over the 16. Well, really good run by the 16.
5. You've just done a 28.47.
Just keeping it clean so far. Be able to put you in a top half running position. Kind of like a rookie race, I guess. I don't know if those guys are even tapping brakes going into 3. Probably isn't necessary. One of them puts up a quick lap.
You've just done a 28.15.
That's a little too early this time through 1 and 2. Just want to keep running consistent laps. I can do that.
That lap was
Yeah,
a
we're
28.16.
losing a couple tenths a lap. The guys in front, but where he's working the inside of the 5 as they go off in turn 2. Nice slots in behind the 5. 5 keeps bumping the wall. I think he did it out of turn 2 as well. I'll have to see if their pace starts falling off or not. Seven seems to be a bit all over, so
On your right.
trying to grab the spot away when I can.
He's still there.
Yeah, their pace is starting to fall off a little bit.
He's still there. Keep digging. Clear. Right side. Right
I can
side.
keep it pretty consistent. Should start drawing them
He's
back
still
in.
there.
Problem is, I've only got 15 laps
still
to do
there.
it.
Still there. Keep it
We're
together,
in a
hold your line.
side-by-side battle with 7, which is not
Clear
the
high.
preferred position. He's going to try to cross me over.
Yeah,
And he
on the
outplayed me
inside.
so well there. Oh, I
Keep it steady,
misplayed that
still
corner
there.
so
Be
bad.
full. Inside's clear.
Oh, never mind. Wasn't able to get there. Oh, we got a wreck behind. Great.
Be careful,
There's the
got a
caution.
full course caution.
So now I'm also on the outside for the restart. I just want to get into that
Pace
wrong
car is
run.
out. Line
Because
up
now
single
clearly
file
tire
behind
saving
Cook.
didn't even matter, and I should have
Pace
just
car
been
is out.
pushing it
It's
as hard as I
closed.
could.
Pits
This
are
car
open.
sliding it around 1 and 2.
Alright, well, I was judging that one car, and what I did was wrong.
The 16 I think gets turned in that, so tough break for him.
The nicest lobby I've ever been in.
Also, absolutely
I
sucks.
swear.
We couldn't stay green. I felt like I was gonna start reeling them back in. Now I've got to try to ramp up the pace. Because we're only gonna have 9 or 10 to go once we get the green.
Until there's about 15 to go, like I'll let you go, like if you're faster, and we'll hash it out at the end. Because if we would have stayed green there, the top 3, it would have been a interesting finish.
Yeah, that was a farm person. That was a flat.
Top 3 think that they're in their own world, which they may or may not be. I don't think they...
I apologize.
I don't know if we stayed green. I think tire saving could have come into play and I could have had an advantage. We've got guys all over the place up high. 15, I think, is getting lucky dog.
Look at now.
There we go. Alright, so the 11 went up to the top. I don't know why. 15 tried to get by him, almost ran into him.
I was
Nevertheless,
trying to make a move based on what DJ was doing. I ended up in
Full course yellow. Pits are open.
really want to see the 2 to green as quickly as possible because I need all the laps I can get to try to have a shot at anything. 7's going to have the advantage off the restart.
guy next to me hit the brakes. I hit him in the quarter barrel.
Just hope that figure it
We're
out.
under
Yeah, we have
caution.
10 laps
Pits are
to
closed.
go once we get the green. I don't think we're going to be able to stay green the rest of the way, but one could hope.
I'm a lot better on the long run than I am on these little short runs. The longer we run, the faster I get.
I'm just happy to be up here again.
Still inside the top 5, barely projected to break even on safety rating.
Yeah, that's a good charge. Good charge back up to the front.
Given starting in the back, I can't complain. Yeah, we're still at a 0x, which it's time to lose it, but hey, it's been a good first 49 laps. Aside from the frequent cautions. That's not been so good. Lined up here on the outside behind the 5.
Okay, Jake, get ready. Race will resume at the end of this
I
lap.
just gotta hope for the best restart possible to try to stay in front of the 7 and leave myself with a shot. Top 3, and it's gonna be time to just burn it. Gotta go as hard as I can possibly drive this car. Can't wait to make any moves. Not gonna get into anybody. Obviously, that's not the way I like to race or pass, but I don't have time to wait. Gotta be ready to go. Lay back just a little bit in case the 5 has to check up for the 2. I'm trying to get a jump, just don't want to get into the back of them.
Green flag.
I did not get a good restart. I got about as best as I was going to get. So I'm going to try to get to the inside of the
Right
5.
side. Still there.
Right.
Trying not to
Fine.
drift into him, trying to drive as best I can. 3's kind of all over. 7's making a run to the inside. Side by side down the backstretch. I'll try to keep it as much on the right rear without sliding it. Defend the bottom
Coming
from
up
the
on
7.
Clear outside.
Look out for the pit speed limit.
Five's making a good move on the outside. He's going to clear the 3, no problem. Trying to get to the inside of the 3 here down the backstretch. Not quite there, but let's see what I can do on the inside.
On your right.
A little loose, trying to stay off of them.
You got one right side.
8 to
Watch your
go.
speed limit in the pits. That lap time was 28.00.
That sideline's clear.
Off. Be pinched. It's going to kill the momentum. Off a 2. Gonna defend the bottom from the 7. We're all stacked up tight. Move away from the 7. 5 is looking to the inside on the 2. 2 pushes up. Don't want to be on the outside behind the 2. I think he's the slowest of 4. I don't like being
Alright, Jake,
all the way on the
next car
inside
is
either.
Cook.
Just gonna sit back here and watch this because I don't think they're gonna pull too far away, and I think something's gonna develop. 6 to go. Seven's hanging back there.
That lap was at 28.25.
2 drags the wall slightly into 1. Not quite there to being able to rotate underneath the 3. So he's getting run on the outside now of the 5.
Stay high. You got one inside. They're low.
Try to work to the inside of the
side.
3 here. He's able to cut underneath them.
He's still there. Still there.
P3. That last lap was at 28.04.
Got
Keep
the
it
2 on
together,
the
hold your
outside ahead of the 3 now.
He's still there.
Trying to work on the 5.
Hold your line.
I give it a run. Got 4 to go once we
Still
cross
there.
the line. 2. I don't know if he got the wall or what. Allows us to single file out here for the front 2. See how aggressive the 5's going to get.
P2. Push, push, push. We're in with a chance of winning this.
This is where I'm hoping that we're seeing a little bit of an advantage in tires.
You got one right
He's
side.
been able to cut underneath pretty well.
Keep it steady. Still there. Still there. Still there.
See how hard
Clear
the
high.
3's going to
Coming
push
up
on my
your-
back end as well.
He's still there.
I should have been able to clear the 5, but I pushed, or
Still
the
there.
other side of the corner. Pushed it too hard.
You're in the lead.
Still there.
Now he's going to have
He's
the
still
advantage
there.
from the outside.
Still there.
Just trying to get as much momentum off of 2 as I can.
He's still there. He's still there.
2 to go this time by.
He's still there. On your right.
He's going to drive it on the
Keep it
outside.
steady. Still there.
2's going to get the
Still there.
advantage now on my outside as well.
Keep it together. Hold your line.
P2. 2 laps left. We're on for a podium here. You've just done a 28.23.
Contact
Still
with
there.
2. Just
He's
not
still there.
driving 1 and 2 aggressive enough.
Still there.
3 falls back.
Still there. Still there.
White flag.
Still there. Clear outside.
They're the 2. I think the 5's likely going to be able to pull away with this one. I don't think I can make up
Last
2
lap.
tenths.
Bring it on home.
3, they're all the way to the bottom on the 8.
Okay, Jake. That's good consistency. Keep it up.
8's on the apron, finally rejoining the racing surface. I'll watch for a banzai move out of the 2 here into 3. I was really hoping I could beat him in so that way he could dive and spin me. Hey, 15th is second. I'll take that.
Great drive. That's a podium.
Just got a little too loose trying to get underneath the 5. I think I had the advantage on him and just could not execute it.
Holy crap, that was so much fun. I don't think I've had that much fun in a race.
Great drive by the 5.
Great race, guys.
Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, nice race, guys. Good, clean driving.
Good win, 5. Nice driving there.
Way to bring it from the back, 5.
5. I don't think they realized the 5 started. I mean, he went to the back, but I don't know if he all the way went to 16th. Either way, I don't think anybody knows that it went 16th to second, but not about to toot my horn to them. No big deal. So we end up with a 0x like I wanted. Glad to see that. Get the overlay off. Take a look at the tires. Although I can't even tell you what's going to be a good wear percentage. 95.74. Oh man, I think you could tell I was on the right rear. I think you could definitely tell I was on the right rear. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Let's look at the last couple laps there. I think those are going to be really good to watch. All right, let's watch it from this point. So we're sitting in 4th here. 6 to go. Coming to the line to get 6 to go. I just want to see how I was able to work. I felt like I was better, especially through 1 and 2 compared to everybody. Like I felt like I could cut underneath really well. I was just trying to be patient. Thought the 2 was the slowest on the outside line, so I didn't want to get myself stuck out there. 3 got loose there off of turn 4, so I tried to take advantage, work all the way to the bottom. So that picked me up 1 spot there, then we got 2 to the outside. Didn't want to wash up into him, so drove it, got the benefit of him getting loose twice there, once in the middle of 1 and 2, and then once on the exit of 2. So it allowed me to pull up. Oh, he tapped the wall. That's what allowed me to really clear him. And then let's watch this with the 5. A little bit of better entry. About the same. I'm going to close just slightly on him through the dog leg, but not like a drastic amount to be able to make a move into 1. And this is where I was going to try to slide underneath them. Like, you see how much better I could cut down and carry momentum off the corner. It's only to his nerf bars, now almost even with them. And right here, just apexed a little early, got a little loose, and it just kind of slid it the rest of the way. And I think that was the difference in giving the 5 enough of a run for me to not be able to clear him into 1. And then, again, stayed low, try to stay off. I'm just trying to stay as clean as I could. And you're going to see him outside line there. That's the time that it prevails. Like, overall, I don't think the outside line was the way to go, but that time it was just enough, and that kind of sealed the deal for the 5 for me. And then great racing there the rest of the way, so that was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. For low split race, or low strength of field race, was actually a lot of fun. I don't plan on running this again, but it was actually a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Let me know your feedback if you enjoyed it, and until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.